Hi everybody, Gabriel here. I want to talk about a guaranteed way to fail in your home-based business. This is another big one, and happy Wednesday to everybody. I wanted to share this so you can stew on it this evening as you're contemplating how you're going to build your home-based business. And if you've just joined one, you want the mindset that's proper in the beginning. And one of the big mistakes, because there's a lot of them, and I think, well, first let me cover this. A lot of folks, and I'm not against it at all, but teaching you how to build a home-based business is one thing, right? But if you have mindsets and you have a thorn in your shoe, it's very hard to run a sprint, okay? It's very hard to run any race if there's thorns in your shoes. And so, or there's a chain around your ankle. And the point is that if these mindsets aren't dealt with, you have a very difficult time properly believing that your activity, even the good activities, are actually going to produce fruit. All right, so here's the one for tonight. So many people wait until their paycheck, it is at a certain point, until, well, it's like this invisible threshold, but they're waiting for their checks to be enough to feel legitimate enough so they're confident to actually share about their opportunity and their products. And you'll find that a whole lot of people do this. I had done it in the past when I started off in the industry as well. There was hesitation because you wanted to have the success, you wanted to have the paycheck, you wanted to have the proof, the results. But remember, everybody has to start somewhere, okay? And if somebody says, well, how long have you been in? Or how much money are you making? Those are questions that aren't traditionally asked in the traditional business world. Well, how long have you been at your job and how much money are you making at your job? It's not really proper, but yet people do it because they have this concept that that the home-based businesses are a lesser type of business. So for those of you that are waiting to share your products and your opportunity with others because you're waiting for your check to be high enough to feel that legitimacy so you have that confidence to speak, can I just tell you it's a mirage? Can I tell you you'll never get there? Because what will happen is you probably won't survive that. Because if there isn't conviction and belief that the company, the products, and the business opportunity already work, you simply just have to engage the process. Then if you're waiting for the income to prove what it is you're actually sharing, you're probably not going to survive it, because by that time that you spend not sharing it, waiting for your checks to be enough to feel legitimate, many times the desire to even build in your company fades. And then you're looking for greener grass. And I've said this for years, but remember, when you are looking for greener grass, once you get there, you're only given a square patch of dirt, you're given a patch of ground and a handful of seeds. You don't just go step into greener grass and just take it. Somebody had to plant that grass. And wherever you are, shine. Wherever you are, plant the seed. Wherever you are, be consistent. One of the biggest failures, I see this all the time, is, I'll ask folks, I'll say, so how you doing? And, I have all these questions I like to ask. And they'll say, well, I'm just waiting for my checks to get to X, Y, and Z. And then I think I'm really going to go after it. And then at that point, I think I'm going to start sharing it. And I say, huge mistake. Because, again, by that point, you probably won't survive it. There has to be, it's almost like reverse engineering, like in sports. You'll get on the basketball court, and you don't say, well, I hope we win tonight, and if we win, then I guess we're really playing. People really believe us. No, you've determined to win the game first, and then you reverse engineer it. In marriage, you don't say, well, I guess if our marriage lasts a while, and it lasts, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, then I'll feel like I'm qualified enough to actually share with other people what, how good marriage can be. But if it won't last that long, I would never do that. And the military doesn't do that either, right? I've written on this extensively, They don't go on a campaign and say, well, you know, if we all survive tonight, or I guess it was meant to happen. And then if we survive, then we'll be able to come back and share, you know, our victories. And at that point, we'll be legitimate in the eyes of people. And I always, you know, I liken it to, hope I'm not confusing you, because this is a very tricky subject. If you ever look at a helicopter flight manual, right, and you're flipping through it, do you know every word in that manual was written in blood? Because the probability of somebody having to die in order for that to even be written and tested out is very high. In our industry, there are decades of people that have gone before you. The companies know what they're doing. The leaders know what they're doing. Follow the flight manual, because a lot of people had to make a lot of mistakes in order for that to be there for you to benefit. These things were written for you. The past paved a way for you today. So if you're, again, holding off, you're hesitant, or you're just kind of in neutral because you're waiting for your paycheck to be some nebulous number, then I can tell you, you may not make it, guys. It's just not, you have to succeed first. Before I ever made 10 cents in my current company or in the companies prior, before I ever made 10 cents, I walked in the door like the 800-pound gorilla, and I owned it. Why? Because I was deputized by the company to speak for them. So I was no less legitimate in my messaging than somebody that was a veteran or had been in it for a while with a large paycheck. Their check did not validate that the products and the opportunity were real. They had just been in it longer, and so it manifested. When I was deputized, if you will, or when you're deputized in your company, as soon as you say yes and it's active, you have all the authority of any of your leaders that have had a success before you have, or that have higher checks. Know that, know that, know that. Be confident. Walk in the door like you own it. Share with confidence. Be, well, just don't play around with it like that. There's enough things you have to battle than to stop before you even start. All right? So tonight's a little trickier because, you know, why do you join a home-based business? People say, well, for a lot of reasons. But at the end of the day, one of the big reasons is the financial gain. But if you don't believe that you're going to be successful, then you're going to have that reservation. We've talked about that in prior videos. So again, if you're waiting for your checks to be a certain amount, guys, don't do it. That's going to snare you, and you may not make it if you're doing that. So walk in the door, be proud of your company, follow what's gone before you. The successes that have gone before you are evidence and proof that it can be done. Now you just have to follow the process so you can accomplish it as well. All right, guys? Well, we'll see you on Thursday's video. I hope these are encouraging. Have you ever, as a quick side note, have you ever been able to share, many times when I'm talking about this stuff, I've done it for so long that I know what I'm talking about. But when I'm sharing it, I have to make sure that others know what I'm talking about because it's more natural to me because I've done it. And I also am a firm believer in cutting through the nonsense and being very honest with people about the challenges. Our home-based business is hard. Oh, yes, they are very hard, but they're no harder than traditional work. Believe me. And then you'll hear people say, do most people fail in a home-based business? Well, no. The true argument to that is that most people fail at everything. Most people fail as professional golfers. Most people fail as real estate agents. Most people fail in marriages. Come on. Most people fail as actors. Most people fail at everything. The industry's not the problem. It's the level of engagement. It's the consistency. It's the giving grace to yourself. It's being able to wake up every day and say, I'm starting afresh. Extending mercy upon yourself as you're growing your business. But don't add any of these crazy extra things to it, like, well, I'll wait till I make enough money and then I'll feel legitimate enough to actually share this with people. It's just another thing to get in the way while you're trying to change your life, okay? So hope that helps. I will see you guys on tomorrow's video. Blessings. Bye.